CarPlay 2023 iOS 16. For title of the video, I know mkbhd.
So now record what's going on tomorrow on your calendar. Like, I don't need to know that when I'm driving the car. Why is my Spotify not like closer to me? I'm sure
The Verge.
It's nuts. And then on top of all that, if you would look at the screenshot they showed you, and you're like, this design is bonkers. Like, it makes no sense.
No.
The colors are nice.
It's side-scrolling widgets that go all the way over to the passenger seat. Like, you know what I definitely want to do is reach all the way over to like...
They're wrong about CarPlay. Here's what I heard, okay? What I saw was consistency in design, which is something that car manufacturers, they're not software companies, right? So they just have no idea how to make their screens look good. So consistency in design. Customizability, which is great because what's important to you will be different from what's important to me, and I think you guys know that. And then elaborating on this consistency, it's extending from what we're used to on our phones, our tablets, our computers, what have you, to the car, right? The more things are streamlined, the easier it is for everyone, because we have to remember, especially us here, because you guys are probably tech enthusiasts like I am. The majority of the world is not. I feel like on average, more of the world is becoming, kind of, just because life is forcing us, but we're becoming tech enthusiasts as a whole because technology has changed our lives so much. But on average, tech is not, it's just not mainstream. You ask someone Lightning versus USB-C, most people are not going to care until you start explaining to them the nitty-gritty details. And then probably people will opt for USB-C just because of convenience, and I'm with that, right? Having the UI be similar just everywhere in your life where you're interacting with the screen makes so much sense. And unfortunately for manufacturers and other niche hardware companies, they are not the screen that is in front of us 99% of the time. That's Apple, that's Samsung, that's Google, and so on. And these things that we think about as tech enthusiasts, it's so important to realize that we think about things differently, but when you bring up those real world examples, not the benchmark stuff, for the mainstream, that doesn't matter. It's the point of convenience or better for the environment, just because everything would be running the same connection type, so that way like cables would last longer, things like this, I guess. Not needing a new power brick for every single item you buy. And that's what the mainstream is concerned with. So CarPlay, it's gonna change the game. And this brings me to the next point. I feel like people were taking the wrong thing out of the whole tech enthusiasts. I feel like tech enthusiasts were getting the wrong thing out of the CarPlay announcement. Like I was just saying, this is huge, right? The UI looks amazing, and it's all about customization. Guys and gals, this is what we have been waiting for and wanting on our iOS and iPad home screens, and they gave us a little bit of that with widgets in iOS 14. I feel like there's a good chance come iOS 17, and maybe unfortunately even 18, where we get more customizability, full-on home screen customization everywhere. That's not what this video is about though, so that's for another one. Look at this. Apple went so far as to show off how you could make the UI look in all these different color schemes, but maybe same UI element compared to completely different style of dial, therefore different UI element, different colorways on that, and then even completely different UI style itself. They called it traditional versus modern.
Ranging from the modern to the traditional.
Right, so you have the modern sliders replacing the traditional dials, but earlier they also showed modern versions of these dials, right? So it's all about tailoring the car experience to you. Now, my assumption is when you're setting up CarPlay for the first time, when this comes out, it's going to ask you for kind of like a range of what you want it to look like. Maybe 3 or 5, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 different like profiles or presets to start from. And I know that's going to give a lot of people choice fatigue, but the fact is, if your car, because you have to be safe, right? So if it's tailored exactly to how you would want it to be, the better it is. So those wanting those traditional dials for like the speed dial and so on, RPM and whatnot, like you'll have that. On the other hand, if you want, like bars and sliders all over the place, you could have that too. Whatever you want. Even, I don't know how mkbhd missed this detail, but like he could have a matte black everything UI with like red dials. Like if he wanted to, right? Like I don't know what kind of car he likes to drive in and all that stuff. The Verge, they were complaining about the world clocks.
What time it is. And also the time is little analog clocks instead of just like numbers.
Why were they complaining about the world clocks? Apple made the unfortunate decision in showing off in their like on the iOS16 preview page, showing off this marketing image, showing what's possible with the UI. And the things they showed possible weren't, I would agree, perfect, right? Like the world clocks being analog and that's small certainly is not the best thing while driving. They should have, in my opinion, if it's that small, showed off a digital world clock or larger world clocks that are analog. That's what they should have showed off. But the point is, these are all widgets that are customizable, right? So maybe we'll have even more options in the future. Right now, it's just showing basically what's available in iOS 16. Maybe Apple was trying hard not to show off like too much of what's coming to the other the other operating systems, because these are all like starting to really tie together, right? The other one, the calendar showing off a meeting that was happening the next day. I don't think you need to know that in your car. Potentially that's what's going on. But like some people are going to want the world clocks, hopefully more accessible though. And then some people might want to know what's going on at the calendar. Hopefully there's a customization feature to that widget where you can maybe only see the calendar events and the calendar itself if you have an event going on that day. Right? If that was a toggle or a setting, like somehow Apple for sure is going to make this work. Unfortunately, their main marketing image, which is the one you see on the iOS 16 page, shows kind of, the static view of things. But if you watch their keynote, there is so much going on. All the customization, it really makes me sad as someone who is so enthusiastic about new technology to see people like mkbhd or The Verge with like Nilay Patel and all that complain or be pessimistic, right? They come at everything with this skeptical angle. That's not pro-tech, that is not tech enthusiast, that is just pessimistic. Totally ruins the time. This is the main detail that I keep coming back to while filming this, is that Apple so explicitly said and showed off just how customizable CarPlay is. It's a completely tailored experience to you. They for sure are going to take customer feedback and add things if it's not added from the get-go. That's just my opinion. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the video and you agree or disagree with what I had to say, leave a comment down below. Consider subscribing for more videos like this about iOS 16 and other things about Apple to come, as well as, the occasional tech review. We just hit the end of the semester, so my bad for putting out this video later than I wanted to. I know I didn't upload like all last week. That was not the plan, but I'm done now. I have finished all my lessons for this semester and I'm going on summer break. So for sure, I'm looking to get to 2 videos a week. It'll definitely be 1 video a week, but I want to get to 2 videos a week because we are on summer road to 1,000. So if you want to help me hit 1,000 subscribers in the next 2 months before August is over, smash that subscribe button. Again, thanks so much, and Rich Aesthetic out. See you in the next one.